accessory dwelling unit.
So can we restrict under, can we take under the business commercial, can we take that P out and just restrict the
Multifamily.
the multifamily to the mobile home park area?
You can.
Okay.
But the other thing to keep in mind is that with these multifamily housing projects, I have to still show that they can meet the water and sewer and other density items as well.
Right.
So I don't know what the water and sewer map looks like, but they have to be connected to that.
Yeah. Water's along State Road, right?
Right.
And is it along the Meadows Road?
And a little bit on Foster's Point,
Right.
not very much.
But that's out of the, well, no, we do
some-
have business
some of
commercial, don't we?
Developers tend to.
So that's really unfortunate, because that's what the towns are gonna do. When here they wanted to create this situation for housing, and it's allowed for the town to, make it a small area, that this is allowed, to deal with the parking issue. But they left the parking issue in there.
Curiosity, the green that we keep talking about, is that a mobile home or a park, or is that's actually apartments? Okay, just curious.
That's on New Meadows Road, north of the school. So, well, that's a problem, that parking, it's been a problem right from the get-go.
Again, we can include things in there like the applicant shall demonstrate not are enforcing their tenants, not parking in public right of ways, at least get rid of the on-street parking concerns. But I can't change anything about the 2 off-street parking spaces for every 3 units. I can't change that. That's a state item. I can't change that at all.
Way to go, Max, way to go. No, it is what it is, right?
He's the messenger.
That's what it is.
I've been dealing with this for a while now.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I really don't think it's gonna be, I don't know, maybe I'm delusional, but
It'll be interesting to see. I don't have any flavor for it, I don't know. I mean, if people can do it, they will.
right, smaller parking lot, right, they'll have to make.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea was to make it affordable, and so the developer wouldn't have to build those parking spaces. So. But there's a couple more things we have to deal with tonight, correct?
Right. For the sake of time, there's not too much we really have to go through with definitions. It's all word for word what I have from the state. I mean, you can make edits at your leisure, but we don't have to worry too much about it. One item I would like to address for definitions is accessory dwelling unit. I don't know why I said unit in there, but that should be what's bad. So accessory dwelling units have a minimum size of 190 square feet, but there is no listed maximum size. And so towns are encouraged to put in a maximum size limit so that someone with a 10 by 20 shack can't say that the McMansion that they're about to build is an accessory dwelling unit.
We went through this last time for a while, right?
So how did other towns done with this? They said,
Some are giving a flat number, some are giving a percentage based on the principal structure. I've heard most towns go either 800 or 900 because that's about a mobile home with a little buffer room.
okay. So a maximum of 800 or 900.
Yeah, and we could check to see what some neighboring towns have done, like Brunswick and Bath. They've had to incorporate this already. You can just see what their numbers are to be consistent, if you like.
So have you seen it where a town has said, a maximum of 30% or 50% or 900, or
Whichever.
not to exceed 900,
Whichever is greater or lesser. Yeah, towns have done it as well.
whichever is, you'd say less. Right.
Well, yeah, towns have
I
done,
mean, yeah.
towns have been doing it.
Yeah. So you have a ranch, we'll say a 30 by 40 ranch, and that's
Yep.
1,200 square feet. So they, you know, if you did the 50% rule, then they could put in a 600 square foot ADU.
Yep. Some towns have done
And-
that as well.
And, yeah. So, well, it is, I mean, in my mind, well, in my mind is, that's what it, I mean, it is, it's supposed to be an accessory dwelling unit.
Mhm.
So it should be something that's ancillary to the primary unit. So I guess my feeling would be to, you know, to set aside a maximum size. I mean, we, like you said, we don't have a 10 by 20 building and then next to it, the accessory dwelling unit, it's a 5,000 square foot, whatever, you know?
Yeah, but you could do a percentage too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, maximum or percentage,
Yep.
What are we thinking?
whichever is less, I would say.
Oh, so you'll,
A maximum of 900 irregardless, and then
or 50%, whichever is
less.
less.
So if you had a 1,200 square foot house, which many ranches are, you know, that's the standard size,
You do 600.
then there would be a maximum of 600. If they had a
10
3,000 square foot house, it'd be a maximum of
900.
900. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Thoughts? Does that?
I'm fine with anything, like, I think it just makes sense to have it smaller than
Yeah,
I mean,
I like the
I
idea
don't
of
care how small.
percentage.
you know,
But
but I think it
900
makes,
square feet is a pretty good, I mean, you could build a pretty good, you know,
I was thinking like if I had a big place and I wanted to build something as an ADU, but I want to be able to go a bit bigger than 900. I mean, I'm imagining because I don't know what that would feel like.
well, 30 by 30, that'd be a 30 by 30 building,
Yeah,
900 square feet. So that's a pretty good size, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, I guess that's
You know, I mean, we could make it more, but, if you wanted. We can make it 1,000, or we can make it, maybe 40 by 25, and that's a pretty good sized house.
Yeah, that sounds good.
so like, there's some houses in Savannah for sale right now, they're 400 square feet,
Yeah.
total houses.
Mine's not too much bigger. But
So why don't we use the number for now, 1,000 then?
yeah, that's
And-
messing around.
So it'd be maximum 1,000, or
50%, whichever.
50%,
Whichever is less.
whichever is less.
All right.
And that square footage is not, I mean, it's, you know, I guess, do we want to say if it's 2-story, then the square footage is, you know, I mean, we wouldn't want to count a basement, for example, perhaps, or something with
No.
that square footage, but we can work on that. We can tweak that something.
All right, well, that's the only item in the definitions I really need to talk about. Everything else is what the state has given you. It's a copy-paste job, really, unless there's any terminology you want to change. And it's very straightforward, boilerplate, other similar terms.
So when will we see you again?
I don't know, am I making, I mean, unless there's any other big updates you need, I think I could just finish this off and give it to you guys for a final review.
Okay. Can you summarize all the changes and send it to us? Or send it to us through Carly?
All right, summarize all the changes and make it kind of like this?
Yeah,
or
that's fine.
All right, not just like, okay.
Not a listing, but just what you've done here and that you feel all the changes are.
Thank you.
And,
And I'll ask Marley that if you guys need me again, just point it out and I can attend whatever next meeting is needed.
What's the plan for the ordinance changes? Are you done with all the comp plan and everything, right?
comp plan, we did hear back from the state, and it's complete with 2 changes needing to be done, so we're gonna be on the 22nd,
20th,
20th,
20th.
meeting on the 20th.
You're meeting with the selectmen?
Comprehensive plan committee
Oh, okay.
to just go over all the items that need to be done, optional items that I would suggest they have done at this time. And unless there's some pushback, hopefully we were talking about timeline for public hearing approval at that point too. Then hopefully we'll have comp plan done by June. We're voting for approval, no, not June, we have a May meeting?
May.
May meeting. We'll be voting for approval in May. And then I can start fully working on this whole ordinance. Public times.
Perfect.
So,
And, yeah, you also wanted to talk about chapter 1000? Or, what do we think? I didn't know exactly what to talk about for shoreline zoning ordinance tonight.
well, we've talked about it on and off for quite a while, and, the DEP across in 2015 made some changes, and we'd like to think about incorporating those changes in the ordinance. Can we do that with just a paragraph? Adding a paragraph to our ordinance?
This is chapter 1000.
I'm familiar with it.
It ain't gonna be a
A
paragraph.
lot of chapter 1000 are, I mean,
Repetitive.
is, yeah, it is, and it's already in our ordinance. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. But perhaps not tonight, in this quadrille, and I see people in the class. But I'm not, I've read it maybe 3 times, and I don't understand what they're trying to do.
Good chunk,
So-
a good chunk of it is focusing more on timber harvesting and clearing of trees and vegetation. That's the big focus. Some of it is also in the non-conforming section as well.
That's the part that, we've talked about, is, the non-conforming structures. And, we've had people come in and they've given us, they've done flat roofs, they've done, kind of weird designs and so forth. So my thought would be, with this chapter 1000, these new rules about distance from the water and so forth, would that help alleviate those odd designs and so forth, and allow people more flexibility?
I think the main change, and I may have messed up because I had it marked and I decided to do it. I think the section that the 2015 update did focused on expansions, but I'm not 100% sure. Where the closer to the water you are, the less you can enlarge it. For example, you get 30% expansion regardless, but
And it's an either-or situation?
in either or, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unless you want to say, pick either the percentage of the grade or the flat. So for example, again, I don't know if this is the one you actually have or not, but a structure that's within 25 feet of the high water line wouldn't be allowed to make any expansion whatsoever. Ones that are between 25 and 75 feet, I believe, could have an expansion of up to 1,000 square feet, or 30%, whichever is large. Or no, I'm sorry, 800 square feet. No, I'm going all over this place.
No, I see it. It's on page 4 and 5 of that chapter 1000.
Okay.
And so,
But yeah,
I mean, would it be possible to have another workshop and to just discuss the intricacies of chapter 1000? And
And I think I mentioned this last time as well. I'm also helping the city of Bath, their shoreline zone update. If it's possible to try and get work done together so that you have a very similar one to them, it might help in the future so
Yeah.
that whenever you need updates, you simply look at Bath's shoreline zoning ordinance and vice versa.
that'd be fine.
Yeah, so I can come to a future workshop.
I mean, am I reading this correctly so far, then that it does provide more options for people?
Yeah, it
Or is
does,
it more restrictive?
it does provide options, and keep in mind, this is what the state has. You are always allowed to be more restrictive on that for this one specifically. But yeah, it gives more flexibility at least, or at least it outlines what people can and can't do in certain parts of the shoreline zone. Because originally it was, I think, 75 to, yeah, I think it was like a 75-foot restriction from the high water line, you couldn't do anything. And it was always this gray area of, well, what happens if I want to expand it? This now sets out what limits people can do for expansions. You could choose a 30%, you could choose the flat amount, you can choose to do an either or scenario, like you mentioned. It does give more flexibility.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the word I hear is that, and from people that have been in, you know, to our meetings and so forth, has said that they like it. You know, when, like the city of Brunswick, or the town of Brunswick has incorporated, you know, these changes, and the developers like it, the residents like it. So if it's something that would provide more flexibility for our residents, I'd say, yeah, this is something we want to try and do. And we've been talking about it for a while, there's always something else that takes precedent. You know, but
Oh,
I understand we've got to get this done, we are on a deadline, but still, we need
But I
to,
will get that update. Probably won't be ready for your meeting next week, but I'll talk with Christine and Carly about getting it as soon as possible. Should, the changes that are happening should be very quick.
okay.
But it'll be a summary page, it'll be a summary very similar to this, what I've already given you. Just,
Yeah, that's fine, yeah, just a revision of whatever we've changes we made. So, this is something though the selectmen have to vote on,
I'll
to
leave
put
you.
in an article on the warrant?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Can they change it once they?
Sure they can,
No comment, Christina.
sure they can. I'm not sure, I think it's gonna be hard for them to understand the intricacies of it. I'm not sure I can.
Yeah, something like this, I don't think we're gonna put too much scrutiny into it.
No.
I'll save all my thoughts while that camera's still on.
Okay. So, would it be possible to think about a workshop to talk about chapter 1000?
Yeah.
Okay. In a month?
I'll sure.
So, this is the 5th. What's in the calendar here? So our regular meeting's on the 13th. And our regular meeting next month in March is on the 12th. So could we think about a meeting on the 5th, and we could discuss, we could, if necessary, we could talk about anything about LD 2003, and would it be possible if you have a proposal for us on the, you know, the non-conforming structures? You know, in the 30% or the, you know, the, as far as the forestry activities and all that go, I'm not sure that's really concern, most of the concern, and what we're saying are, you know, shoreline expansions. And I thought we were pretty much done with almost all of them, but we still end up, you know, every few months we'll have 2 or 3. So, so I'm optimistic that we can have something in place for, you know, for applicants this summer. I know I'm an optimist.
Oh, so you're saying ordinance changes for shoreline zoning by your May meeting? Is that what
Well,
we're
I
trying
mean,
to do?
how, I mean, if we had a meeting and you had some proposed language for us, and we decided, okay, this is good, I mean, wouldn't that be?
I can put together what I've done for another town and share that with you.
I mean, but only, we only have to think about the.
Just the expansion.
Right, yeah, just the expansion. I mean, maybe it's just a paragraph or two,
Okay.
under,
Yeah, I'll get together what I did for another town, and included a table that gave a visual for people as well. That might be
okay.
good for you to have, because some people will
If,
see the whole page and gloss over it.
and if there was a way to look at that, you know, a few days before, that'd be very helpful. So we're looking at March 5th, the meeting, huh?
6 PM?
6 p.m. Does that sound okay with
Yeah, that should be fun.
you? Is that okay, Mr. Chairman? Did I look over your meeting?
When was it?
March 5th?
6 PM.
I should be able to do that.
Primary though, there's gonna be so many people.
What's that?
It'll be on the primary, there's gonna be so many people. That's happening at the fire station, right? It's not happening here.
Correct.
Our meeting will be here.
I know, we'll be here, that's why I'm
But
joking.
you're
That's why
talking
I'm
about
joking.
the,
The voting for the primaries and everything, that happens over there. That's why I'm in that sarcastic tone. No,
so,
I can't use my A-bomb excuse yet.
so is that, are we voting that day? I mean, I didn't catch what all you said there. What's
Because
that?
March 5th is the primaries for the presidential.
Isn't there some rule about having a meeting on that night?
Is there?
I don't recall that there is, but we can confirm it tomorrow. I'll talk to
Okay.
Carly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jim might be right. I think there might be something why we've canceled other meetings in the past.
Yeah, I know holidays for sure, but I just can't remember.
I mean, I would have understood it if it might have been a town staffing conflicts thing, like, you know,
Oh, but we're doing a workshop, because you
We'll
won't.
figure it out tomorrow.
yeah,
Okay,
details I can discuss.
so we'll have to think about an alternate date then.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly, okay.
Christine, would it be possible to get the packets for next week? When is our next meeting?
Week from tonight?
Is it, the packets all upstairs?
Yeah.
I don't know where Carly has them.
Usually they're in John's. Have you guys picked them up?
I've got mine.
I'll come in hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just not sure
Okay.
where to look.
Yeah, we used to keep it in John's office, but now Carly, you're right. Okay.
Anything else?
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
Appreciate it.
Good job. It's very confusing stuff.
Yeah, I always give it back.
All right. I know you do.
Okay, did somebody adjourn?
I'm moving to adjourn.
Second.
Favor?
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, then.